Hey everybody, welcome to my plan with me for the week of April 8th through the 14th. I'm using this Emma.K Printables Eclipse kit, I think. I'm not 100% sure if that's the name, but that's what it's for. So I am in the path of totality, and my hometown actually was during the 2017 eclipse as well. So that's where I went this time, but last time I was in KC and we didn't get to see it completely, but I'll talk more about that in the plan with me. So I did bring in these icons from Carly Plans. I've got the 100 Plus sampler from I think maybe last month, because it's just this nice like blue glitter, and then the I want to say March color of the month, because I thought the purple and like that color work pretty well with the colors in the kit. So I just wanted to remember to use that. And then I've got some various foil things. So I have these Starry Night underlays in sparkly gold from Plan With Me stickers. I just had to cut off the logo for it to fit in my storage. And then I've got some just like various shops, sparkly gold stuff kind of pieced together just to go along. And then I do have a sparkly gold bundle from Pink Diamond Planner Co. So I don't know if I'll be using the diamond bits, but like the headers and stuff I'll definitely be using. Probably not the underlays, since I do have the star ones though. And then to go with the underlays, I'm going to put navy solids under those from Plan With Me stickers again, and I just have like leftovers, so I'm really excited to see how these look together. I don't think I've done this combination before, but I love using like navy and hunter. I think those colors are just really fun to do solids with. So I will get into the base now. Okay, getting right into it. I am marking the month. So I do have that gold script from Plan Hannah. It's not sparkly gold, but I thought it fit just fine because I never use core foils. And then the next thing I'm using is this all Gave Myself Space. I don't know, it's not an icon exactly, but a sticker from Once More with Love, because, you know, I thought it would work well with the theme of the week, with everything being like space themed. So then I am counting down until I see Sum 41. So it is 2 weeks, and that script is from Carly Plans, and the little drums with the pig are from Mick Plans, which I just think those are too freaking cute. I love them so much. So first thing on Monday, I did mark that we drove to Illinois. I wasn't the one driving, my husband did, but yeah, we went there. And then we did pick up Starbucks on the way to Illinois. And then we got to my in-laws because that's where we were watching the eclipse, because they kind of live in like the middle of nowhere. And so it was a really nice place to go to watch it. You know, there weren't a lot of people around. And the drive wasn't too bad because since they don't live in town, traffic wasn't terrible. We didn't have to like go into my hometown because they live in the next town over. So yeah, it made it a little bit easier. And then my friend Sarah did come over because she was joining us to watch the eclipse. So that was super fun. We did just have like some wine and chill before everything started. We just kind of sat outside. We got our chairs all ready and put them on the grass instead of in the patio like we would normally have them because, you know, of course we wanted to see the sky. So the next thing I did mark is that we saw the eclipse, and like, I don't even know how to describe it. That was probably like the single most awesome thing that I've seen like in real life. The last eclipse we lived like, I don't remember if I mentioned this already, but if I did, I'm sorry. I'm gonna repeat it. But we lived in the Kansas City area, and since my husband and I had both just started our jobs, like not too long before that, because we moved in March, and I think the eclipse that year was in like August or something. We just couldn't go back to Illinois to go visit for it. And over in Kansas, like further to the west of where we lived, because we lived in Lee's Summit, which is a suburb of Kansas City, like on kind of the southeast side of the city. We did not get to see totality. It was just like maybe 3/4 of an eclipse. So like it was cool, but I had no clue. Like this was like totality was just awesome. I don't have the right words for it. But yeah, I'm so grateful that I got to see it this time because that was so freaking cool. Like I don't know when I'm gonna get the opportunity to see something like that again. So yeah. It was just so weird how like everything got all dark and like the bugs and stuff and like animals, like they thought it was nighttime, which I mean, it, you know, it looked like it was. I knew that that was like a thing, but I just experiencing it is different than hearing about it. So yeah, since I don't really have the words, I should probably stop talking about it. But yeah, super, super cool. And then we did have some nachos for dinner. And crap. Okay. My father-in-law came home. My mother-in-law had the day off work, but my father-in-law did have to work, although it's like a family business. So they were all like, I mean, there were no customers during the time of the eclipse anyway, but they were all able to like go outside and watch it. So they got to see it at least. And yeah, so we had nachos for dinner. Actually, I guess it was tacos. I just had a nacho script, so I used that. But yeah, we had a good time. We just kind of hung out and talked after that. Sarah did go home a bit earlier than we did, but then we drove home. My husband and I were just so exhausted because we had gotten up early and it was just a long day with a lot of socializing, which is good but tiring. So I watched Emily in Paris, and then we just like went to bed early, I'm pretty sure. And I don't remember if this was the first day I was watching Emily in Paris again, but I watched the first like season or two maybe around when it came out. It might have just been the first season, but I just didn't keep up with it when they released new episodes. So I was like, yeah, let me like finish this show. So that was fun. Then the next day I did some reading in the morning. Then I edited and like pre-uploaded my plan with me. So, gosh. Before this plan with me, which I'm filming like way late in April, I was just kind of cutting it close on all of my plan with me, which is why I was like, let me just take a break. I didn't want to film a plan with me and just like sound really exhausted and drained because I feel like that's not fun to watch or listen to. So I thought I would wait until I have a little bit more energy. So then I marked that I was in pain. I was just like having a pain flare. I think that it was just from a lot of activity. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like I was looking at last week. It looks like we did just like do some stuff around the house. So unfortunately that, and if I like go out to the store for an extended period of time and all of that combined will kind of cause a pain flare for me sometimes. So just normal adulting things, but my body is not the typical 32-year-old body. So then I got Happy Mail this day. I did get a vinyl. It is from the band The Cab, and they released the album Whisper War, and that is like the album that got me into The Cab. I saw them back in the day, probably in like 2009 or somewhere in that time frame, and I was obsessed. I actually got I believe it was the bassist to sign my like Converse, like one of them. I like asked him if he would sign my shoe, and so I like took my shoe off and had him sign it, which is so funny. Like, I don't know, I think I didn't want my shirt signed for some reason, and so that's why I asked him about my shoe, because you know, shoes you don't really change sizes of. So yeah, I don't know if I still have the shoes, but I definitely kept them for like years and I would wear them and stuff. So that's a fun memory, but I love that album so much. I've kind of re-fallen in love with it as I've been listening to it again. And so the next thing I did mark those days that I had a jam sesh, which I was listening to that album. It's just so good. And there's a feature on the album from Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco, from Patrick Stump of Fall Out Boy, and like those are some of the bands that not only influenced them, but I believe it was Patrick Stump actually that heard their music and kind of got them signed. So yeah, so that was really fun to kind of like get back into. And then I did play some Dreamlight Valley this evening. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender with my husband. We've been watching that. And I don't know if this was the day that we started watching it, but it might have been. My friend who passed away last year. He had recommended that I watch it, and I just, like, I started it, and then I kind of got distracted and never finished watching it. So I asked my husband if he wanted to watch it because he's really into like cartoons, anime stuff. So yeah, we've been watching that and it's been a good time. So then I did do some planning that evening as well while I was watching more Emily in Paris. And then on Wednesday, I started the laundry this morning. When I'm on my normal schedule, which I don't even feel like I really have one anymore, I like to do that on Mondays, but you know, it just happens when it happens. So I did that. I did some organizing. I organized my craft cart finally. I had some of my craft supplies still in cardboard boxes from when we moved, which I know we moved in December, but that was a chaotic time. And also it wasn't stuff I needed immediately, so it wasn't a high priority. But I have it all organized in a craft cart. It's not in boxes anymore, so that was really nice and satisfying. And I've got it like in the closet of the room that I am currently in, the room I film and plan in. So it's really convenient because I can like work on stuff. I can also roll it to the living room if I want to work on stuff in there. So then I did have a jam sesh. I listened to some vinyl this day, and then I played more Dreamlight Valley. So I would have been doing those at the same time. And then after that, my husband and I watched more Avatar, and I did take a nap. I've been doing this, like, where I'll eat dinner and then I just get really tired. We do eat, like, while watching TV, obviously, since I, said we did. But I am on the couch when we're watching TV, and, like, my husband's in the recliner. So either are going to be comfortable, but, yeah, I don't know. Something about, like, lately I get a full stomach and just exhausted, and so I'll take a nap. But since we stay up till like 2-ish on a lot of nights, I guess it's not the worst thing. Then I did some reading when I woke up, and I journaled, which I have been loving using my journal. I want to show it, but it's just really personal, a lot of it, and so it's just not stuff that I am willing to share. It's kind of a way for me to process emotions. If I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I'll journal. If something exciting happens, I don't do it every day, but it's just been something that it's been getting me through the fact that I've just been having a really hard time mentally lately. So I've loved that. And I do use a few stickers. I use journaling kits from Leonard Designs and some other shops too, but it's not super sticker heavy. So it's just a little bit simpler than doing this, which I love doing this, but there's just a lot involved with memory planning. So then Thursday, I did a self-care shower, showered and shaved. And then I did fold the laundry this day, which folding it the day after I wash it is a pretty good turnaround time for me on that chore specifically, because I hate folding laundry so much. So I got that done, and then I did get a grocery delivery this day. I watched Vanderpump Rules and The Valley, but I just mark it as Vanderpump Rules because those are the scripts I have. And then I had dinner while watching Star Trek Voyager with my husband, because we still do have some episodes left. We're very close to the end of the show, but it's just a little bit heavy sometimes, so we haven't been watching it every night. And my husband is more like of a comedy show person versus drama. He does like Star Trek Voyager, but at this point he's just kind of like, okay, can it like end? Because it is a long show. It's 7 seasons. So we've got a few episodes left and then we'll be done. And then I did have a pain flare again, unfortunately. This night, I've just been really struggling with my chronic pain lately. It was good for a while, and then I don't know what is happening, but yeah, I'm just really having a rough time of it. So I watched a movie because I was just kind of like chilling on the couch. I watched Before I Wake. I did not take any notes on that. So since it is April 30th today, I really do not remember it. I mean, it's a spooky movie, I know that much, and I'm assuming I liked it because I feel like if I didn't, I probably would have written that down. But it must not have been anything that like super impressed me because, again, I think I would have written that down. But who knows? Sometimes I just forget. So that's why I memory plan, because my memory is bad. But on Friday, I started the morning by cleaning the bathrooms, and then I did some drawing and designing. So I'm assuming that means I was formatting sticker sheets too, because since I marked them as separate things, like I'll mark draw specifically when I am drawing. I drove to Illinois, but I didn't mark that part specifically, but we were having like a girls' night. So I went to my friend Christine's house and we just kind of like hung out and talked about stuff. Sarah wasn't there yet because she had some stuff she needed to take care of that day. And so, yeah, we just had a really good chat, and I just love seeing her. It's always really good. And it was really cool because I hadn't been to her place in a while, so it was nice to like see her space and stuff. It was a good time. And then Sarah came over. We like went outside and talked for a little bit because she brought her dogs over and Christine has cats. So yeah, the dogs just kind of like ran around the yard and played with each other and stuff. It was really cute. And then we watched Drag Race. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention I did finish a book this night. Yeah, I always like to mark that because, as I've said before, I'm really bad about finishing books. So we ordered food after watching Drag Race, and we ordered some Chinese food, which this place is like honestly the only Chinese place currently that I really want to eat at. I loved it in college and it's still really good, and I'm just so picky about Chinese food now. Like I don't know when that happened, but maybe I just got spoiled because I ate at this place like when I was in high school and college, and it's really good. And then I found a couple places in Kansas City that I liked when we lived there, but after the pandemic, they, like, I don't know if they got new ownership or what, but they kind of went downhill, and so I really fell off of even wanting to eat Chinese food at all. But this place typically does not disappoint, and yeah, so that was really good. And then we did watch Sabrina Carpenter's Coachella set because I literally learned while I was at Christine's that they were streaming Coachella stuff, which I was like, wait, what? For free. So that was really awesome because there's no way I could afford to go to Coachella, and I don't know if I could ever handle like a festival. Like concerts in general are just like hard on my body already, and a whole festival, like I can't even imagine. I mean, the idea sounds honestly kind of not appealing because it just sounds exhausting. So we watched that. We all love Sabrina Carpenter. She's so cute, and she sang Espresso, which she had just come out with. So that was super, super fun. Love that song so much. And it was getting a little bit late, so Sarah and I went back to her place because I was spending the night there. And we had some glitter drinks, as we do. And then I was like, I really want to watch Chapel Roan's Coachella set. So we watched that. I just love her so much. She is just, she's so herself. And the fact that she grew up in rural Missouri, and like, I know firsthand that growing up in like rural Missouri or Southern Illinois, which is where like I actually grew up, they are very similar. It's just very hard to not be straight and to just be very different, because she does dress like drag style a lot. And I don't know, I just love her music a lot. I love the way that she just is herself, and unapologetically so. And I'm getting emotional because I'm like really proud of her. But long story short, I love her. So that was really, really fun. I am so glad we watched it. And then we, the next thing I marked is that we watched the Lana Del Rey set at Coachella. But since that one was so late, I think it was like 1 a.m. our time, since we're Central Time, we watched some music videos while we were waiting. We watched some like Taylor Swift videos. And then because the Me video came on, which has Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco in it as well, we watched some like Panic music videos too. And yeah, that was super fun. So then we watched Lana, and we just kept listening to music. We had like a jam sesh. I'm assuming we were listening to records, because that's usually what we do. And we stayed up till 4 a.m. again because we act like we're 16, not 32. Yeah, we're silly. But I definitely regretted the late hour the next morning. But the next morning I woke up. I was kind of like in and out of sleep. And I had texted Sarah because I don't want to get out of bed. But then I fell asleep, and I just like hear this knock on the bedroom door, and she's like, Laurel. And I was like, what? You know, I'm like half awake. She was like, did you see Christine's text? And I was like, no. And she's like, signed Taylor Swift vinyl. And I was like, what? So I immediately just like, I didn't look at the text. I just went to Taylor Swift's website. I like panic checked out, got the signed vinyl. The CD was already sold out. And yeah, so I was like floored that I got it. Had I not been at Sarah's, I would have slept through, and it would have been sold out by the time like I was able to buy one. And they couldn't have bought me one because it was one per order, which is how it should be for signed stuff, I think. But yeah, so that was exciting and like chaotic, but I was definitely awake by that point. So then I took a shower to just help myself wake up even more. I drew a little while Sarah was finishing up getting ready. And then we went to brunch at this place called Iron Whisk. It was not somewhere we'd been to before, but it was really good. I really liked it. And then we did have like a winery day, because that the Iron Whisk place is out near some of the wineries in our area. So we thought it would work out. Then we went to a winery called Blue Sky. And it was a really pretty day out that day, so we just stayed there instead of going to another winery, because they have a really large outdoor seating area. And we sat in the sun for a bit, and then it got kind of hot, so we found one of their tables with an umbrella, had opened up, and we sat there for the rest of the time. So that was a really good time. And then we ate at Quattro's, my favorite place. It's that pizza place I always talk about. But we had food there, and then we went back to Sarah's house and got ready because the initial plan was for me to spend the night Friday and then just go home after we went to the winery. But we were at the winery, and I was kind of like, I don't really want to leave. Like, I'm having fun. So I texted my husband and I was like, would you hate me if I stayed another night? And he's like, no, he just wanted to make sure I had like my medicine and stuff. And I was like, no, I'm good. I have everything I need. So I went ahead and stayed another night. So when we got back to Sarah's, we did get ready to go out to the bar. And then we did a little grocery run because since it is a smaller area, the grocery store was closed at 10 o'clock. So by the time we get back from the bar, like pretty much all the food places except for Taco Bell are closed and the grocery store is closed. So it's just easier to grab like stuff before. So I got like Tums and bread because, 30-year-old things. So we went to the bar and had a few drinks. I guess Sarah had a few drinks. I was Dee, so I had like maybe one or two over the hours we were there. And then we did get back to her house and we watched the Bleachers Coachella set, which that was super fun. We love Jack Antonoff. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, I feel like you probably do. But Bleachers music is just really good in general. So that was really fun to see. And I feel like maybe that was the night that Taylor was at Coachella with Travis. Like they were in the crowd. And so that was cute. I love their relationship so much. They just seem so happy. So yeah, we watched that and then we just like went to bed because we were both really tired after having a couple of pretty packed days. So then the next morning I woke up in quite a bit of pain because we'd just been doing a lot and my body was like, okay, you need some rest. So then we did go on a coffee and Panera run. We just picked stuff up and took it back to her house. So we did eat lunch while watching some baseball. And then I did get some gas and go home because I needed to get home and rest. I could have rested at Sarah's and I could have taken a nap, but I live over an hour away, so I wanted to just get the drive over with. Side note, those little coffee cups from Carly Plants are freaking adorable, with the flowers. I can't deal with it. They're so cute. So then I got home and my husband and my father-in-law had done a lot of work on the house on Saturday. So he kind of showed me around what they had done. There was some electrical work. They moved our bookshelf downstairs because we finally decided that's where we wanted. It's a bunch of stuff. And I felt bad because he was like, what do you notice in this room? What do you notice in this room? And I was just like, I was like, honey, I'm so tired. Can you just tell me what you did? So I did just kind of take some medicine and chill. And then once we got dinner, my husband and I did watch the movie The Bricklayer, which I really enjoyed that movie. It was just a random action movie I picked on Netflix. I mean, it wasn't anything super unique, but I mean, action movies are kind of formulaic in general, but I like them. So yeah, that was a fun one. And then I did watch the Renee Rapp Coachella stream, and that was so good. I love Renee Rapp so much. I know I was talking about Chapel as well, but there's just so many queer artists right now that are both so successful and that I'm just obsessed with their music. So I love her so much. I love how real she is in like all of her promo stuff. Like, I feel like she definitely does not have a PR person, which I hope she never gets one because she's just very much herself. But then I did have a jam sesh and I did some planning, and I didn't mark it, but I caught up on a bunch of TV shows. Ghosts, SWAT, Not Dead Yet, and American Horror Story. So all the shows I'm watching weekly. I felt like I didn't do that much this week, but now that I'm like looking back at it, it was a pretty busy week. I remember my mom texting me and asking like how the eclipse went and stuff and if I enjoyed myself. And I was like, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, and I was like, that was this week? Because it was just so much stuff, it felt like 2 weeks. But here is my finished spread. I wish that I had used smaller labels, but that's really the only thing I think negative I would have to say about this, and that's on me. But yeah, this art is so cute. I love it so much. So glad that's released. I know it's a very specific thing, but it was just perfect. So really, really happy that we got this art and very grateful. I hope that the artist made a decent amount of money off of it because I know it had to have been a lot of work, but yeah, I love it so much. So anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.